Good morning. So I'm in a city called Nukus at the moment. It's about a 4 hour drive from Kiva, where I was in the last video. And it's in the Republic of Karakalpakstan as well. The main reason I wanted to come here is because it's kind of near to the Aral Sea, or what's left of it, and you can actually get a minibus up to the town that used to be the port there on the sea before it kind of dried up. So I'm up super early today because that's what I'm going to do. It should be a kind of long journey, so I'll give you some information on the way. And yeah, it should be a really interesting day. The bus to Moynaq leaves from the Sarancha bus station in Nukus at 9 a.m, but I got there at 8 just to be sure I got a seat, as it gets pretty busy. The journey takes about 3.5 hours in total, and it takes you down some intensely bumpy roads, deep into the Republic of Karakalpakstan, which is an autonomous region in the west of Uzbekistan. Well, it just arrived. That bus was a bit gnarly. It's like 3 hours. Very, very bumpy, and I don't have long here. I've only got like 2 hours, so I'm walking to the museum now. I'm trying to walk fast, but it's also extremely cold here. I wasn't prepared for that. I feel a bit unprepared for the whole day, to be honest. In the 1960s, Moynaq was a lively port city with a thriving fishing industry. Its waters were full of sea life and its docks were full of boats. It was even a popular holiday destination due to its beautiful beaches. At this time, the Aral Sea was the 4th largest lake in the world, and it was fed by the Amu Darya and Sia Darya rivers. Then it started shrinking after the Soviet government began a scheme to enhance cotton production. And after the rivers were diverted to irrigate the land, the sea rapidly depleted, and by 1997, it had diminished by 90% and split into 2 parts. As a result of this, the wildlife, animals and sea life suffered greatly, and huge parts of the ecosystem died as a result of toxic levels of salinity in the water. This was followed by industries shutting down, fishing boats grounded, and decades of ramifications for the residents. It's been dubbed the greatest man-made environmental disaster on Earth. The Aral Sea Regional Museum provides more information on the tragedy, with a library of photos showing the town's industry thriving, taxidermies of wildlife and animals that used to be abundant here, and remnants from the town's fish canning factories. There was also a lot of artwork depicting Moynaq at various stages in its history, from the time where the Aral Sea was alive to today, where the only boats you'll find are those beached on the sand. I really wanted to see the ship graveyard, and in the museum they told me that if I went to the main road and flagged down any car, they'd be able to take me there.
Здравствуйте. Кафе Давлет?
Кафе Давлет?
Ага.
Tamam, aldığımdan kutulatma da o. Zaten gördüm.
Well, apparently I've arrived. This is where there's the graveyard of ships from the Aral Sea. It's a little bit sad and spooky, but should be interesting. This museum had even more taxidermies of animals and birds, yet another reminder of how this region was once teeming with life. Well, that was weird. If I'd have known that museum was like exactly the same as the last one, I would have just come straight here. Oh wow, there's a really cool monument here. Let's have a quick look. It's showing what the Aral Sea looked like in 1960. And there it is in 1980. Shrunk a bit, but not too much. Present day. And then we've got all the graphics of like how it's shrunk. So sad. I was considering trying to go there from the Kazakh side when I was over there, but I ended up skipping it, but I'm glad I came here. Anyway, let's go see the ships. That's what I mainly came here for. So there they are down there, and you can just see out as far as you can see. It's just desert. Crazy. This used to be the water. This is actually so sad. And it's so eerie as well, so quiet. I wonder when exactly this thing last moved. And this one's a massive mess. Look at how much rust there is. That is not going to last much longer. Can't believe people have graffitied them though. This is the last one. Kind of speechless. I'm glad I've come to see these now because I have a feeling they're not going to last much longer. They're proper rusting away. But yeah, a very strange atmosphere here. Very, very interesting though, but tragic. Looks like there's actually 2 more boats over there, so let's quickly go see those. Just a little fishing boat. There's a very appropriate message written on this one. I think there's a few more hiding over here. That one looks a lot less rusty. Let's go a bit closer. Efforts are underway to repair some of the damage done to the Aral. In 2005, a dam was built in the northern part of the Aral Sea in Kazakhstan. The project's ongoing and the saline levels are currently what they were in the 1960s, and water levels have risen, so there is still some hope. My mind is blown, to be honest, of how deserty it is here. And yeah, it's just really sad. Humans do some terrible things. And that's all that's left as a reminder, and one day that'll be gone too. I guess it's just like a big warning not to mess with nature. Terrible things will happen. You can get a tour, by the way, to the edge of the Aral Sea, like what's left of it. But from what I read, I think it costs a lot of money. Like even if you do a tour to here, it's quite expensive. So yeah, I couldn't do it obviously, but it's an option if you've got that kind of few $100s lying around. There's some sort of lighthouse here that's been turned into a cafe. It's not open though. Well, it's time for me to head back to the bus stop. I've got another 3-hour journey back to Nukus. So yeah, I'm just going to walk to the main road and hopefully flag down a taxi. Some of you guys were saying on my other videos that places felt like a ghost town. Now this is really a ghost town, and it's really quite spooky. I don't know, there's just no one here at all. I guess people packed up and left when the Aral Sea packed up and left. First on the bus. Decent. Means I can sit wherever I want. I'm not going to sit right at the back this time because I was right on top of the wheel and I was like bouncing out of the seat. It was so bumpy. Anyway, I've just been to the shop and I picked up a few things. Just some like snacks and stuff because I haven't actually eaten since breakfast, but there's no cafes open, so that'll have to do. Oh well. And there we have it, a rather sobering yet interesting trip to a former port town on the Aral Sea. It's really tragic and sad, but I think it's important to learn about these things, and hopefully one day we'll see further improvements to this region. Well, it's almost 7 PM and I've just got in. The bus journey is pretty intense. I think if anyone's planning to visit Moynaq, I would honestly advise to stay overnight and not try and do it in one day like I did. But yeah, it's definitely worth a visit, definitely worth the trip out there. But I think I'd have enjoyed it a lot more if I'd had a bit more time. But yeah, it was amazing to see all those ships and to learn about the history as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.